do it? Can I do it? Yes, we can do it. So, all right.
Okay,
We're
so
live.
do I click on got it here?
Oh
It
yeah, you can
says,
push got it because we are live.
That it's being streamed. Yeah, it's just giving you a
okay,
heads.
so I go ahead and click got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just means that you're okay that we're recording right now, live on.
Okay, folks, we are live here on the Ripple Effect. My name's David. This is Erica, and we have a special guest, Pam, today. Who, um, great to see you, Pam. I just want to first have Erica introduce herself and tell us what you just got done doing, Erica, because you had that post triathlon glow, or that we were talking about. Pam
Yeah,
even noticed it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
post triathlon glow. I just did a little triathlon down in Morro Bay. It was really fun, and it was a sprint. I did a short amounts of three things: bike, a swim, bike, run.
Where is Morro Bay at?
Morro Bay is near. It's on the ocean side of by San Luis Obispo.
Oh, okay. Beautiful area. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite areas in the whole US
Yes, I
or
have my
California.
triathlon t-shirt on, sporting the triathlon t-shirt. And what
Sweet.
was interesting is they let people do stand-up paddleboarding or kayaking instead of swimming, but I had the wetsuit on, and we were a bunch of swimmers with our wetsuits on, mostly wetsuits, and one or two people did not wear wetsuits, and it's like 58 degrees Fahrenheit, and
Ooh.
very brisk, but it was really fun.
Okay, great. You got any
Yeah.
pictures?
I have some
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
Yes, yes, I'll
Okay.
share it with
Okay,
you.
sweet.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was
no
great.
no problem. Well, let's get to our guest today. I'm going to turn it over to you to take the lead because you caught up with all things Pam Condie recently, and I haven't been over to her place in a while. I do know about the great quilts that she produces and yeah, beautiful background. I was commenting on that, Pam, if you don't mind telling us a little bit about that background at some point too.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Pam Condie is with us today, and Pam is an esteemed former member of the Abundant Referral Circle BNI chapter. How many years were you in Abundant Referral Circle?
I was in BNI a total of 14 years.
14 years. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You're a
Yes.
professional.
And I miss it.
I will come visit. Come visit. So Pam, we want to chat with you. I'm so glad you could come be part of our interview today. We hope to just hear about you and what you're up to, and we want to hear about this project that you're looking for people to join you in your project, your art project, which really serves an amazing group of people. So, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and how are you?
I'm doing well. The reason I left BNI is I retired.
Yay!
And
You retired from what were you doing before you retired?
I had two gigs. One was as a home and office organizer, and I always had a side gig in writing resumes. I did that over 30 years. And I miss my work, and sometimes I do it free because I like doing work for people other than me. So I retired. Another reason for more time to spend with my art. I've been a quilt maker since 1980. And the only reason I am is I couldn't find a bedspread I liked at any price. And so I did what my mother would say to do it. Well, let's do it ourselves. So I started out with her leftover sewing scraps, and I made a quilt. I started in 1980 and finished in 2022. It's a 40-year quilt, but
Whoa.
it's my magnum opus. But
Whoa.
I also am very fond of giving. That's just who I am. And I have done a project like the one I'm doing now several years ago. I somehow commandeered a whole bunch of different people that I know. Quilt makers tend to be very generous people. And we produced 62 quilts for the Fred Finch Youth and Family Services, which houses and takes care of and educates kids with some of the worst of life's problems, autism, trauma, etc. Anyway, the kids loved the quilts, the teachers loved the quilts, and it was a great project. Another one came up quite in an odd way. I belong to a group called LDS Earth Stewards. It's a grassroots group interested in saving our planet on a grassroots basis, getting people to have better habits and being gentle on our planet. I joined this group. Most of them are interested in community gardens. I'm allergic to everything in the garden. I thought, well, how can I help? And I had the same reaction I did when I did the Fred Finch project. Do what you love. Well, there's nothing I love more than working with colors. It's one of the reasons I get out of bed in the morning. So one of the members of the group suggested that one area we might give service is the Dream Center, which is a West Oakland religious group. They're non-sectarian Christians, and they have a part of what they consider their mission is called the Dream Center. And in the Dream Center, they house and help and give wraparound services to 40 formerly incarcerated men. And they have a program that will help them with everything from addiction to how do you look for a job? How do you save up money for an apartment, putting the first and last month's rent down? This basic life skills that most of us have not had a great need for ourselves because we learned it where we grew up. These are people that never had an even break in life, in my opinion. And I got in touch with Pastor Jennings, who runs this program, and explained who I was a friend of and what I love to do. And I said, would you have any need for, and would you approve if we made a quilt for each of these residents of your former hotel, the formerly incarcerated men? And he said, yes, I'd like that. So we have been corresponding via email, and we started work last spring. I'm partnered with a friend named Sue Fox, who is a studio artist. She's a professional quilt maker and has a really excellent reputation in the art world. She also has a lot of energy. And so we talked about doing this project, and we want to do it with donated fabrics. So it's a low budget for us because 50 quilts, if you buy all the fabric, is very expensive. It's not a cheap hobby to make quilts. So Sue has prepared 50 quilt kits with instructions, and I and other people, like the two guilds I belong to, East Bay Heritage Quilters and San Francisco Quilt Guild, we find volunteers to take quilt kits, take them home, sew them up, and give them back. The quilt kits are just for the top of the quilt, called the quilt top, of course. There are other steps along the way to finishing a quilt, but it has been interesting to me how touched people are when they hear about this project. The population we're serving is often forgotten. People are frustrated. What do you do for people when they get out of prison? One person in our group has had experience with working with this group, and he said, in one word, I would describe them with the word trauma. And I thought,
there's like everything needs to start happening, and hopefully they've been able to get some education while incarcerated and get some training and get some mindset ready for coming out of incarceration. And that's the hope and the prayer. But then the support to re-entry, what is that like? And how wonderful to wrap someone up in a quilt for sleep, like what a wonderful gift to create and be part of. So I'm all in on what you're up to, Pam. And I think it'll be very, when I get back from my adventures, I'd love to learn how to do this top quilt part. And the people that I talk to that say, oh yeah, I would do that. So it's been fun to share with people about your project, and hopefully they're contacting you and getting with you. But my hope is that with our interview today, we can give you the recording, and I can take the recording, and David could get the recording, and we can share it wider than we have already. Because you have how many people participating so far?
I haven't counted up the number, and there are people I've never met who got their kits at the guild meeting. So cool. I only have 6 kits on my unused couch in the living room. Oh, cool. So they and I have been amazed. No, I shouldn't be amazed. this is just the goodness of human beings, the
Yeah.
how touched people are that this opportunity is available. I mean, I'm just grateful that I can be a part of it. What I love is what is, I think it's on this, Pastor Jennings is looking forward to this project. He said, I can hardly wait to see the look on these guys' faces when they're coming out of the trauma of prison and someone hands them a gift of beauty and love, someone that doesn't even know them. I just think it's kind of wonderful to be a
It
part of
is
that.
wonderful. It is wonderful. So I'm sharing with you all, if you're tuning in, the letter, and we can also put that in the comment section. We'll make this letter available about the project. And there are 3 ways to participate. You can be one of the people that makes a quilt top or more, and you can use your own materials. You can donate for the project. I see the 3 things here: stitch a quilt top, make a quilt top from your own materials, and donate 100% cotton. And the Dream Center can use up to 50 quilts in a given year. So
That's
and
right, Erika. It's ongoing.
yes, it's an ongoing project, but you are Pam Condie, the famous Pam Condie, and your email is pamcondie@outlook.com for questions and for saying, yes, I'd like to participate in this lovely project. And boy, as we are sliding into the bowels of winter, what a wonderful thing to, what a wonderful thing to, we'll keep that up here, Pam Condie, spelled Condie,
Yeah, I
D-I-E.
can put the email in the comments for the video, and yeah, we'd
Great.
love to keep in touch with this project as you move forward too, Pam, and
Oh,
maybe
thank
we could
you.
have the invite the pastor on, or maybe some other participants too at some point as you get further
Yeah.
along, to kind of keep momentum up and keep telling the story. We just had this great lecture, and with the actually the head of the past president of Rotary International on, and she said the best way to really get the word out is just the anecdotal stories. So that's what I thought of with this story, is just telling the story of what you're doing, and every person that has a part of it, just to do a little sampling of some of their stories too.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
it's a wonderful project, Pam. We could also bring this idea of fundraising to our BNI chapter that you have graduated from being a member of, and see if they'll kick in some funds for this project. And just if you're tuning in and you are looking to donate before the end of the year, the fiscal year, what a great project to donate to. Um, so I'm sure you're open to donations. So
Oh, sure. That is true. I
yeah.
might add, Corey Knott gave me a donation in my last project at just the right time, and also gave me a resource that I needed. So
Wow.
yeah, it was very sweet of him. Um, Let me just add a couple of details that
Yes.
sometimes people, I found this when I was a resume writer. What is said and what is heard are often different. And when I say quilt top, people that are new to this area think, well, that's a lot of work to make a quilt. No, that's not making a quilt. That's just step 1. And it's easy. I have people that have come back for more quilt kits because they said, I'm having such a good time. And one woman said, my husband asked me, why are you in such a good mood today? She said, I just made a quilt top. So it's just win-win all the way around, which is my favorite.
Yeah. I love that. And I love the calm, being artistic it creates good mental health, like from a perspective of a mental health professional, like doing something where you're putting your attention out, focusing out, is so creative, and it's calming, and it's kind, and you're putting good energy into the future of this amazing human that's coming out of this experience they've just had. So in stepping into whatever this thing is like the culture, and back into the workforce. So this is a wonderful supportive effort. So I just love I love what you're creating, Pam.
Well,
And
thank you.
I have a feeling that when people hear this, they'll be like, "Oh, I want to come play," So you can people started not only in the Bay Area but beyond the Bay Area because we can use US mail
I
and
have done that in my first project. I was mailing out quilt kits. I mean, even to my sister in Los Angeles, who's not a quilter. She's a voice teacher, but she sent a beautiful quilt top back. May I add a couple of things, Erika?
yes, and you don't have to have a sewing machine to do this. You could do this by hand.
No, no. You can come over to my house and use my machine if you
Okay,
live
so
in
you do
Oakland.
want to have a sewing
You,
machine.
you need a sewing machine and
Okay.
you need to know how to work it. But I once asked a psychotherapist about using a sewing machine. I said, why am I so happy when I'm at the sewing machine? She said, it's moving meditation. And I thought, well, that's good for everybody's mental health. And one other point about the recipients, they keep these. These don't stay at the Dream Center. Wherever the recipient goes, they're his quilt to take. When I did the Fred Finch project, I heard that some of the kids would take their quilts to group therapy. And I thought, wow, it's a gift that keeps on giving. So I'm honored to be a part of it. And it's a real joy in my own life.
Yeah, and I've been to your studio, your art studio. It's beautiful and exciting, and just to see the quilt colors coming together on the wall is a beautiful thing, just like you have on your background. So if you feel intrigued or excited about being part of this project, please reach out to Pam. And she's not on Facebook, but we have other ways for you to get a hold of her through email. And you can also reach out to me or David to get further info. And we're so excited that we're getting the word out there. Let's do this thing. 50 quilts in a year.
Yeah, and I'll just summarize what I'm hearing about who you're looking to connect with, Pam. You need one, people to donate either money or materials. If you have fabrics that could use the quilts, I don't know if there's any kind of criteria for what type of fabric
Yeah,
you
there
can
is.
use.
It must be cotton.
Okay.
Must
Okay.
be 100% cotton.
Yeah. So if you want to donate materials or money to get the materials, contact Pam about that. You're also looking for quilt makers, somebody who maybe has a sewing machine or knows how to use a sewing machine to help make the quilts, and then you send the quilt kits out to them. And then I think there was a third person type that you were looking for as well, or was that pretty much it? Yeah.
You don't have to be a professional quilt maker to succeed here. It's a very easy process. And if you lay out the quilt blocks on a bed or a nice clean floor, and you move excuse me, blocks are the repeated unit in a quilt. They're not squares. When you say squares, they know you're amateur. When you use blocks, oh, she knows what she's doing. Lay out the blocks on a queen or king bed if you can. If you don't have that, just make sure the floor is nice and clean and just put the blocks down there, move them around, take pictures of them. You see more in an art project from a distance than you do up close. So use your cell phone and take a picture, or if you don't have a cell phone, get a pair of binoculars and look through them the wrong way, and you get a nice distance. And if something's wrong, it'll stick out like a sore thumb.
Wonderful.
That's why I move everybody away from the quilts when I show them, because they see more at a distance than they can up close.
Well,
So thank you for letting me put that in.
oh yeah. And if just this idea of lean in and reach out if you're feeling the yes, like this seems really exciting and intriguing and possibilities for you to be the creator of a quilt. It'd be great. So, and David, I think we need to wrap this party up on the ripple effect. It's been
Yeah,
great meeting with you
that's
both.
right. And beautiful project, Erica and Pam, and thanks for coming on. And do send us pictures if you have them. I will distribute this. We'll share the video with you. I will pull out some highlights of this too, and we'll do another plug on our social media, and we'll keep in touch. Would love to have you back maybe early next year,
That would be
just
good
to
timing.
talk about it more. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great, David. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pam. It's so great to see you again. And David, thank you for hosting, co-hosting on the Ripple Effect.
Okay, great work, everyone. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.